Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. So good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
Um, okay, so your wins, I love that you've got housing taken care of. Do you move in August? Is that when you move or when are you going?
Um, that I'm not 100% sure of. I just know that I signed up for housing.
Okay.
So they haven't given me the details yet.
Okay. And what are you studying?
I am gonna go into business management.
Okay, awesome. So what took you to Virginia then?
Just the fact that it's a church affiliated school.
Oh, okay.
And I liked that. And I liked the fact that it was not one of the BYUs. Not that I have anything against them. I
Right.
just, when I graduated high school, there was a lot of pressure to go to one of the BYUs, and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's something different. It's somewhere that, because I find that if I live too close to home, I just come home all the time.
Right.
And so then I don't push myself to go out and meet people, and I don't push myself to go out and try new things. And I'm like, oh, it's the weekend. I'll just go home and hang out with
Right.
my family. And so then nothing ever
Mhm.
changes because I just stay at home.
Right. Oh, I love it. I love that you've gone outside your comfort zone to do that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and when do you hear back about the vocal performance stuff?
So it's been a week since I submitted it, so I should be hearing back soon.
Okay, awesome. I can't wait to hear. That's super exciting. The things I learned, I didn't even know till you sent me that email. I was like, I didn't know you were a singer. We've got a few of those in the group right now. So,
That's
okay.
cool.
Yeah, it's fun. So right now you're talking about hyper focusing
Hmm.
and how you're focusing maybe on one thing but not everything as a collaborative. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, so like last time we talked, I was like, I need to focus on scheduling. I need to work on scheduling. And so then I worked on that for a little while, and I felt like it was helping and things were going okay with it. And then I was like, oh, this is a new problem that I'm facing. And so then I focused on something else and forgot about scheduling. And so then I don't schedule anything anymore. And so it's kind of, I need to figure out how to not make it so segmented so that they all kind of work
Work
together.
together.
Not that I have to focus on everything all at the same time, but it's like this is what I was focusing on, and now I'm focusing on something else. And so I've completely removed myself from whatever it was I was working on before.
Right, right.
Whereas if because for the last couple weeks, I was like, I don't even know what day it is. I don't know where I'm at, what I'm doing. I just go with the flow and it just happened.
Right.
Um, Whereas if I had thought about it and incorporated the scheduling that I was working on before with what I was doing now, then
Right.
maybe I wouldn't feel so just kind of out there.
Okay. Well, so I have a little bit of now the word like the word left me. I'm so good at that this week. It's been so hard for me to get words. But okay, so think about everything that you've been learning, everything you've been incorporating as a tool belt, right?
Hmm.
You're going to have tools that sometimes you don't use as often. And then you're going to have your everyday tools. Analogy. There we go. Ha, again.
Yay, good job.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. But yeah, so then you have your tools that you use every day.
Hmm.
What are those tools that you're wanting to use every day?
Um, so I feel like having a schedule would be a really good tool to use every day
Okay.
because then I know what day of the week it is and I don't wake up in the morning and go, oh, I have a call at 11.
Mm-hmm.
Friday.
Right.
So I feel like that one would be good. I feel like the meditation would be good. Um, and I really love journaling. I don't know that it's an everyday thing just because I get a little too in depth and I haven't figured out how to not spend lots of time with it.
Okay.
Um, but
What if
maybe
like,
it
what if you incorporated like gratitude journaling as every day, and then the other journaling you can do less,
yeah.
something like that. I mean, that's just an idea.
Yeah. 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 I think part of my thing also comes down to definitions that I've given words. And, so like, because I was talking about in an email a couple weeks ago, like coming up with like a study schedule. And for some reason in my head, when I think of the word study, particularly when related to like church things or like not school things, because for school things I'm like, oh, this is how you study. But for like things where I'm setting my own schedule when I study, there's like this blanket study means that you have to sit there, and I think we kind of talked about this before, you have to sit there for like the 45 minutes, and you have to do it just like everybody else, and so there's just kind of this subconscious definition that I give it, and so when I'm not living up to that definition, then I'm like, oh, it's not considered studying. Or and that's kind of how like journaling is for me. Like journaling has its definition of like you have to sit down and you have to write out in detail all the things that you learned and all the things that you want to remember, and it's this really long process that I like. I don't It's not a definition that I don't appreciate, because I like writing that stuff out. I like being able to remember it. I like figuring things out, because that's kind of how I process things. But also it takes me forever to journal that way. And then I get behind, and then I'm like, oh, I'm behind, so now I have to catch up. And then I'm like, well, I'm 4 days behind now, so we'll just put that on pause for now. And so.
Right. So it sounds like, or maybe you're giving yourself some expectations that, and with these expectations, you've kind of set yourself up to not win.
Right.
So it's like you're saying, like you've given your journaling this definition, and so what's simple about this is we get to just tweak that definition. And so I would suggest, I mean, what do you want journaling to look like to you? If I say the word journal, and I don't mean writing down all your life's lessons, I'm either meaning you're doing like a quick gratitude journal, or just getting something on pen and paper. And it can take you 2 minutes, or it can take you 10, or it can take you an hour. So there's no time limit attached to this definition. And there's no like expectation attached to the journaling. It's just like what do you want that definition? It's just what?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could just like specify, like, because for me, like if I say like a gratitude journal, like that can just be like a quick like bullet point list of these are 5 things that I'm grateful for.
Right.
Because I don't know how else to like journal wise, like I don't know.
So a thought that comes to me is journaling is getting pen to paper. And then from there, it's limitless. Like, I mean, some ways I journal, I do my gratitude. I do, hey, what do I want to be in alignment with today? What's my intention for the day? I journal what I'm like, what's coming, like gratitude for what's coming, but I journal it in the present tense. I journal on what my desires are. I journal again, like you said, like, hey, lessons I've learned. I do up and outs where like if I am angry and I just need to get angry or sad, or, I'm experiencing a high or low, like that's my up and out where I'm just like, blah, and I word vomit basically on the journal. And that's, so for me, like journaling is that pen to paper, and it can look like anything it wants to. There's no limits.
Okay.
How does that feel to you? Or do you like giving, hey, I'm going to do my desire journal today. I'm going to do my gratitude journal today. What feels better to you?
I think right now I like the specificity.
Okay.
I don't know how to say that word apparently. And I think partly because as you're saying that, like I have an office, I cannot speak. I have an office supply fetish type thing. So I love notebooks and I love office supplies in general.
I get that.
And going based on, kind of what you're talking about, I do have okay, this is like my professional or my personal development, things I've learned through classes I've taken, notebook. This is and so I kind of have that separation already in those things. And so if I can kind of keep it all in line, maybe for now.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Like, I mean, to me, that goes with how your brain works. And that's what we want. We want to make this easy, like easy to incorporate and take out all the roadblocks. And that's just what you did. So now you've got now the system makes sense to you.
Right.
So awesome. What other things do you see putting in your daily tool belt? You've got schedule, meditation, journaling, you kind of put in the maybe not every day.
Like the libs are good every day.
Do you look at your goal card daily, or at least daily, if not multiple times during the day? Okay, awesome.
At the moment, those are the ones that come to mind for daily.
Okay.
There might be other ones, but I can't think of them at the moment.
Okay, perfect. So, so then think about a tool that you can use frequently, but not daily. So like your journaling, what ones come to your mind that way?
So that one brings to mind like the modules or like self-help books, things like that.
Awesome. Do you listen to Science of Getting Rich or the chapters? Have you been doing that?
I was doing really good for a little while, and then I didn't do so good for a little while. And so it's been kind of sporadic.
Okay.
But yeah, I have listened to it.
I might add that into your listen to maybe a chapter every other day or something like that. Get them downloaded on your phone. That's where mine are. And then I just push the chapters. That way it's easy and accessible. And especially where your goal is a money goal, that Science of Getting Rich, and just, even though it's written in kind of old language, just that constant repetitiveness of it will be so valuable in helping you get to your goal.
Yeah. I think that was another one of those things, like I was super hyper focused on it for a little while. Then I was like, oh, we're going to move on to this one. So,
Yeah. And just know that that's natural. like it really is a natural thing. Everybody does it. And like, if you think like, we just want to be obsessed with what we want. And so in identifying what, okay, like what are those tools that I can use so that I get what I want? That's what you're really wanting to go for. So that you're in, in that alignment with your goal, with your libs, with your desires, and the things. Like, it's not like you can only have that one goal. That's just the one we are going to hyper focus on, because as you're hyper focusing on that one goal, the others will naturally fall in line, or they might come before your big goal, like, right. But because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything, those other things will just naturally fall in line for you. So the hyper focusing is good.
Yes. I just feel like life would be easier if I could incorporate some of the other tools.
Yes. Yes. As long as you're hyper focusing on things that are serving you, like, that's okay. And like I said, like, we all do it. We all have moments where it's just like, we are laser focused, man, and you can't get us off our game. And then you get a bad night's rest, and the next day you're like all over the place because you're tired, like, we're human beings. So don't, I don't know if you've taken a beat up stick to yourself or not over this, but don't, like,
right.
Just realize it is a natural and human, just being human. So, yeah. So, I was going to mention in the daily tools, one thing that I love to integrate is that inspired action. And I do that with my meditation. Like, so after I've meditated, then I'm like, okay, God, like, what's one thing I can do today to move the needle forward on my goal? Or if it's not my goal, like, what's one thing I can do today? Or who's one person I can reach out today that needs some love? Like, I just ask questions like that after my meditation, because after meditation, you're in that receiving mode and you're more likely to get those downloads. And then I just take to pen to paper and I write, like, sometimes I get one thing and it's super easy to be like, oh, okay, that's all I got today. I can totally do that. Or sometimes I get 10 things and then I have to ask, okay, which one is most important today? Because you don't want to go into overwhelm or like scarcity or anything like that. You just, you want to have that inspired action to move that needle forward.
Yeah. Sure.
Is this helpful? Is the tool belt analogy helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, what else is coming up? Anything else more around this that we can help you with, or?
No, I think it was just helpful to talk about, what are the things that could be helpful to incorporate every day. Because as I've been working on meditating, my brain is very chaotic right now. So,
yeah. How long are you meditating for, out of curiosity?
We're still just working on the 3 minutes, because
so can you increase it to 5? Do you feel like okay? So I find Allison made me do this because I was like dying with 3 minutes. I'm like, I cannot keep, but she's like, Shelly, she's given me 15 to 20 minutes, but we'll baby step you.
Oh, thank you.
But she's like, it takes 5 minutes in and of itself for your brain to finally calm down. And because I was doing 3 to 5 minutes, because that's all that I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't working. I would get frustrated. And I found, for the most part, I'm like, she's so right. You hit that 5 minutes and you start entering that zone. I still pop in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. But there are times I reach that like lightness That's what I call, like, we're almost an out of body experience, but I'm still more in and out, in and out, in and out than I would like to be, but that's okay. Like, so as you're experiencing that in and out, in and out, are you doing guided meditations? Are you doing like
just breathing ones
good.
because I can't focus on relaxing through guided meditations
Okay,
yet.
perfect.
I get too focused on like how they're talking or why they use that word or what's that.
Right.
Yeah.
Breathing
It's more
is
distracting than it is helpful.
perfect. Breathing is great. Do you set an intention before your meditation?
Yes. At
Perfect.
least I try
Perfect.
to.
Okay. So when your brain, like when you're like sitting there and you're breathing and all of a sudden you're thinking about what you're eating for lunch, repeat your intention to yourself. Today my intention is peace. And just repeat peace, peace, peace until you kind of find yourself zoning out to peace. And then you can let that go and see how long you can hold it. But I would start, like I would say, take it up to 5 minutes and see if between minutes 3 and 5, you're feeling any different. Get curious with that. And just see. And if you can, like throughout the month, okay, I did 5 minutes for a week. Now we're going to do 7 minutes and then 9 minutes. Just try like to I sound like my son right now. Try to increase your time until you're up to 15 minutes. Because that will be super valuable, I feel like. Okay. Do you feel like you have the knowledge that you need to be able to incorporate like things like, you've got your dailies and then you've got, oh, I can use this tool when? Do you need, like, I can send a list. I sent a list to somebody else of tools that Allison has that, it's like, okay, I'm in a suffering state right now. I can go to what's working for me. Like, do you feel like you need that, or do you feel like you already have that?
If you have a list, I would love a list.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know if you're a list person or.
Sorry. I feel like I kind of have an idea, but a list is always nice to go back and refresh.
Right. Okay. I will do that. That is easy peasy, as long as I remember where I put it. Oh, somebody keep calling you? Is that what's going on?
Oh, my sister. We were just going to go see a friend after I was done with my call, and she couldn't remember what time the call was at.
Oh, fun. Fun. That sounds like fun. Going to lunch or just visiting?
No, we're just going to visit. He's an elderly man.
Okay.
And he and his wife are just super sweet. And I don't know, he's just really cool old man that's been kind of sick.
Oh, shoot. Well, that's so sweet of you guys. That's awesome. I love that. Love that. Okay, what else is coming up for you?
I think that was really helpful on like the hyper focusing thing. I did have a question. So when we started, it was like lifetime access to the modules or whatever, and now it's not. So how long do we have access to those?
Okay, so you'll have it through your, oh my gosh, through your contract.
Okay.
So do you remember, like, did you get an email or anything with that said you had lifetime access? Do you know?
I don't remember.
I would have
to go back and look.
I would just look. We're finding like as of July, that was supposed to be cut off. So it wasn't even supposed to be offered. But we're finding there were a few glitches. So I should probably not be telling you to go look, but I would go look and just like look under Trista at AllisonChavez.com, client care at AllisonChavez.com, and maybe even Allison at AllisonChavez.com. I don't know which one it would come from, but just, you got a welcome email and it's like, welcome to Rise Up and da, 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 da. If you have anything that says, hey, you have lifetime access, let me know. And then I can send that on to the team and go from there. So, cause yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of been messy.
That's okay. I don't like it. I don't remember where I saw it, but it was like, and I was like, oh, so how long? So just until the end of the
Yeah.
6-month program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And are you thinking of renewing, or are you thinking you're done? Where are you looking that way?
I think for right now, I'm going to be done just so that I can kind of focus on making sure that, because I love what I'm learning. It is just a large monetary commitment at the
Right.
moment.
Mhm.
And where I'm going to school in a few months and moving across the country, that's also a monetary commitment that I'm
Yeah, I
making.
get that.
And so I think for now I will
Okay.
take what I've learned from this program and, implement it even better in my life, and then get settled in school, and
All
then
right.
hopefully be able to come back.
Okay. I don't know if you've seen any of the emails about Rise Up Light. Have you seen any of those?
Yeah.
Okay, that is an option. So that basically, with Rise Up Light, you don't have a coach anymore and you don't get office hours, but you do still get access to your modules and the calls, the twice monthly calls. So that's something to think about too. If you feel like,
Okay.
hey, I still want to be in the energy, I just can't commit the 10,000, but that's something to think about. You'll still be in touch and I'll still check in, but we just won't have calls like this. You still get access to the Facebook group, not that you use that, but
I know.
but yeah, anyway, it does keep you in the energy and gives you that, residual access to the modules too.
Okay, cool. I'll have to look
Awesome.
into it and see.
Okay, awesome. If you have any questions, let me know. But you're good, like, I believe, let me just check really fast. I think you have till the 15th of May.
Okay. I would say, because I just paid my last payment.
Oh, doesn't that feel good?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is it called? Renewals. There we go. I'm like, what is this document called? Yeah, you'll have till the 15th of May.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
yeah, so make sure you schedule one more call with me and get it in at the beginning of May so that that you get it in before you're out.
Okay.
So
perfect.
Okay, any other questions or anything?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Rickie. Have a good day and enjoy lunch with your friend, or
thank you.
Visit with your friend.
Thanks, I will.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Bye.